Welcome back to the channel, YouTubians, Paddock Kart Skill Dreams. First off, I just want to thank everyone for the support in the last video. I really appreciate it. All my subscribers, viewers, really appreciate the support. So, bummy thing happened. I had a really nice how-to video. It was all edited, and I lost it. My phone froze up. The video. Yeah. So anyways, I lost all that footage. So this was gonna be how to on my box stock group build. I'm just working on the 8V92 Detriot Diesel right there. Weathered it up. So the box stock group build is hosted by Shaggy. Shaggy's AWWSM. Anything with wheels, scale models. Go check out Shaggy if you haven't. And Mr. Link over at Link Scale Models. Go check out Link. Both of the links will be in the description. Thank you guys for hosting this. Really, I really wanted to do a big rig. I've never done a big rig since I was, 15 or whatever. I don't know a lot about them. But this old GMC General seems pretty cool. So the engine, these two-stroke Detriot Diesels were pretty screaming. So they sounded like they were screaming going down the road. Apparently, they sounded pretty awesome. So I think it was, I can't remember who got them outlawed, but it had to do with emissions. All the other as they progressed, the engines got better, more powerful turbos, all that stuff. But the engines got better, and they were apparently more reliable than any other engines offered from any of the other companies. And they basically lobbied to shut this engine down. They went to the 4-stroke once it happened anyway. But this particular engine, I think it's running somewhere around 736 horses. This is without the turbo. Naturally aspirated. Pretty cool engine. I did a little reading up on them, and so the 8V92, so the 92 represents the displacement of each cylinder, so 92 SIDS, so whatever that adds up to. I'm not good at math. At least whatever 92 times 8 is, somewhere up high. So anyways, I can't remember what it was. Anyways, I'm gonna get you guys turned around and we're gonna have a look at this. I'm just gonna talk about what I did because I did a hour-long video and I was just editing, like I said, and I lost all my footage. So this is take 2, the boring version, I guess. Yeah, bummer. I thought it was going to be a good how-to. Okay, so we'll get you flipped around and we'll have a look at this engine and I'll try and describe to you what I've done. Alright. Okay, so here's the engine. I made my own mix close to what Detroit was using in these days. So this would be a 77. I don't know if it is a 77 block but I know this kit was released in 78, so it had to be pre-78. So as you can see, I weathered it up. Turned out pretty decent. I didn't go over the top, but I think I did a pretty good job of it. These could use a little more oil, I think. So it looks pretty good. So when I built this, I built the main block all the way up to the valve covers. Left off all the fan belts, all this rear part with the whatever these are, alternator and all that stuff off, and the intake off. And then I painted it that way. Then I put everything together. But that was in the video too. But since you can't see the video, this is where we're at. Okay, so first thing I did was I used the Folk Art black wash. I have this mixed up, and it's my black wash. I thin that down even more. This one I mainly use for, what do you call it, my panel lines. But I thinned it out even more for this because it's too thick. So I put the black wash first, then I did a brown. So in between all these coats of whatever paint I used, I threw it in the dehydrator for 15-20 minutes. So like I said, I used the black, then I used just a brown, like a dark brown Vallejo, and then once that dried, I went with the Vallejo metal steel, and I put, so you can see here, this is steel, all these where I wanted more breakdown of the paint. Excuse me, I put the steel all over, and then once that dried, I went over with raw sienna. So this is almost like a paste. Then I went with a thick coat kind of on these where the steel is, and then I washed it all with the raw sienna in a wash, and then I went to burnt sienna, burnt umber wash, and then a black wash again, and this is how it turned out. So it layers it, gives it some texture, layering, and this is how it turned out. So it takes a while, it's a bit of a process, but once it's done, it looks really good. And then right at the end, once everything was dried, took it out of the dehydrator, and then I used this light brown, and I dry brushed light brown on some of the edges. So you can see on that fan, you can see on these fan belts around here, pretty much any of the high areas I hit with the brown, the light brown, and that really made it pop. You can see I went a little thicker on the valve covers with it, but that turned out really nice, I think. So yeah, that's the 8V92 Detroit Diesel, weathered up. Sorry I couldn't do the how-to, but yeah. So thanks again for watching, appreciate it. And we'll talk to y'all soon. Pad out. Mod on.
Thank you. Thank you very much.